Hey, I'm going to be doing a review on War and Peace because I spent an incredible amount of time reading this bad boy, and I feel it justified to ramble about it. I don't know which camera to look in because there's three of them and it's a new phone, so I apologize if I'm not looking into the right one. Um, this is going to be an uncultured, off the top of the dome review. So if you're expecting, no one's expecting a deep review. This is getting posted to my Instagram. No one's expected a deep review from this. But yeah, so my first thing I liked about this book is I liked all the talk about Napoleon. I'm a big history buff. I like history and I really enjoy Napoleonic history. And they were very accurate in the descriptions of his battle activities in the years of the war and how he conducted himself during the war, the burning of Moscow, the scorched earth tactics. And Tolstoy also gives his opinion about Napoleon, which when I was reading this actually threw me off a little bit because it goes from talking about the story to just randomly getting Tolstoy's 15-page opinion about Napoleon, and then going back into the story again. I found that a little bit jarring, but I find Napoleon interesting, so I didn't mind it too much. But from a storytelling perspective, I found it slightly jarring. I know it's probably blasphemous to criticize this classic masterpiece, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's an uncultured review. I also found, for me, I didn't lock in for the first 200 pages. I just read this. It was like a challenge to me. I was like, oh, I'm going to read War and Peace because I've got nothing better to do at night. So I know what you're thinking. So I'm throwing myself off now. Yeah, so too many characters too soon for me because about 100-ish pages in, I was like, I have no idea who the fuck is who. And they also interchange their names. Like you get a character called like Prince Andrei Bolkonovsky, and they're sometimes call him Prince Bolkonovsky, and sometimes they call him Andrei. And I'm like, wait, who's he again? And I'll be honest with you, I'm never rereading this book. So I would advise you, if you were reading this book, to lock in, make a note of the names, get invested ASAP because there's a lot of characters and a lot of stuff goes on quite quickly at the start. Everyone in this book is a hebdophile, which if you don't know what a hebdophile is, it's one step off a paedophile. There's a little girl in it called Natasha. She's like quite young. I think she's supposed to be around like 13 and then she ages to 16 and all the 30-year-old men are interested in her. And I'll be honest with you, it was pretty weird. Like I know this is a product of its time and it's like, oh, well, this is what it was like, in the sort of early 1800s in Russia and all around the world. As a modern reader, it felt weird. Especially like all these grown men just essentially trying to groom Natasha. The only one with any semblance of like not being a hebdophile was Prince Andrei. He's like, you're too young, let's give it a year. And when you turn 17 and I'm 32, then we will make it clap for a real one. Which still not good. I'll be honest with you, still not great. But I suppose for the time period and the book, that was real noble. So prepare yourself for that. It was kind of hard to get too invested in the love behind that because I was just thinking the whole time they're essentially grooming this little girl. But that might just be. Maybe I got the age. No, I didn't get the ages wrong. Yeah, it's weird. It's an easy read. It's got very nice prose. I read a specific translation by Anthony Briggs. Now, a lot of people don't like Anthony Briggs because he gives a very modern translation to this book. There's about 4 other translations. One of them is much more true to the original Russian literature. I myself will never read this book again, nor any other translation of it. I wanted to read this book. I wanted this book to be as parsimonious as humanly possible for me because I knew I'd never read it again, and it's incredibly long. So I enjoyed his translation. It's good. He's got quite nice prose at times. There's a scene where Pierre watches a comet. He's one of the characters. He is the best character in the book. Also, he's not quite a paedophile. No, he's not. He's not. I think he waits till she's like 18. I think he's the guy who waits. No, he is. He's the guy who waits till she's the oldest. So he waits till it's legal. Yeah, so he's the best character in the book. There's a bit where a comet, it is actually a historically accurate comet that comes down around, I think it's like 1803 or 6 in Russia, and he has quite a nice section where he sort of ponders the metaphysics of the universe based on this comet. And I really liked that scene. I thought that was actually the best scene in the whole book, but there is another scene where Prince Andrei, who is another aristocratic character, who's also he's the second best character in the book. And he has some kind of existential, Heidegger would call it thrownness, where you throw your being onto something to relate to it. And he does that with a tree. I won't spoil it here because I know a lot of you are going to go running out. Thousands of you after seeing this are going to go running out reading this book, especially after the whole massive section about grooming a little girl in it. Also a character called Princess Maria, and she is the sister of Prince Andrei. And she has the most depressing life in the world. Her dad just relentlessly calls her hideous. And also the book constantly goes into description about how ugly she is. But she's a really nice person, but damn is she ugly. And yeah, she does have a happy ending. But you can Google her portrait, and I'll be honest with you, she isn't ugly. I feel like I don't know what their problem with her was, but I saw a portrait of her, and I'll be honest, she is not ugly. Certainly not like unfathomable leper in the cave being fed a bucket of fish heads ugly that this book makes her out to be. Other than that, it's too long, but I'm pretty sure Tolstoy got paid per page, so I don't blame him for making it this long. And this is the most uncultured review of War and Peace in the whole world. I hope you enjoyed it.